Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the April 24th, 2019 meeting of the Delhi Township Board of Trustees. We will begin tonight's meeting first with a Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. Tonight's moment of silence is an offering for prayers for recovery after the recent world tragedies. Please pray for those affected by terrorism in Sri Lanka. Please offer a prayer of gratitude for the recovery of the Notre Dame Cathedral. And please all offer prayers of recovery for those southern churches affected by arsonists. May we all be an instrument of prayer and peace. Now the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Luby, you want to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes from the Board of Trustees meeting held on April 10th, 2019, and dispense with the reading.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Motion to approve bills for payment.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor? Yes. Motion approved.
Motion to approve the payment of overtime for pay periods ending April 9th, 2019.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor? Yes. Motion approved. Report from the fiscal officer then, Mr. Luby?
Resolution 2019-46, resolution approving purchase order obligations incurred on behalf of the Township by the Township Administrator, authorizing payment of certain purchase order obligations and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution?
I move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
We'll go ahead and go to the discussion, if you don't mind,
Okay.
on that resolution.
Thank you, trustees. Just in a summary, this is the BWC grant that we were awarded, then deposited $34,000 to be applied towards our power cot installation. This will be put in the new ambulance that is ready Tuesday, and we will take delivery May 6th. So this allows us to get a jump on installation training and should have the unit in service by June 1st.
Okay, I need some clarification, Chief Campbell. Are you responding to Resolution 046 or 047?
047.
My bad, we jumped the gun on that.
We haven't read that yet, Mr. Luby.
This is our pre-discussion.
Okay,
For the real discussion.
we'll try this again. Resolution 047, Mr. Luby?
Resolution 2019-047, resolution budgeting revenues, amending appropriations for expenses, declaring an emergency, and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
All right, any discussion on this resolution, Chief Campbell?
Not if you're comfortable with the pre-discussion of this resolution.
Okay,
I will move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
all those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes,
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes.
resolution passes.
As far as significant transactions since the last meeting, on 4/18, our payroll was $281,000. As far as significant deposits, on 4/17, we had a deposit of $33,000 for our local government fund, motor vehicle license tax, and the gasoline tax. On 4/18, we received a real estate tax advance of $435,000. And on 4/23, we received $34,000 from the Bureau of Workers' Comp for the grant that will be used for EMS. That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Mr. Luby. Trustees' correspondence, Trustee Davis?
None at this time.
Trustee Sturts?
Yes, talking about the gas tax, it's been in the news, and there is an increase that's gone into effect as of July 1st. And what that means to Delhi is an additional $345,219. So I'm sure our roads department is very excited to hear about that. And then second of all, a resident asked if we could talk a little bit about the appropriateness or the legal standing on blowing grass clippings in the street. Who would address that? Would that be Mr. Rippinger or who? Okay. I mean, is there some place they can go about it? I mean, I know it gets into our sewer system and stuff, and it's a real nuisance to some of our residents.
Certainly, they can contact the police department, and we can send an officer out there to investigate and talk to the resident about their behavior.
Okay. Thank you.
Can I ask why that isn't just considered yard waste and be handled like regular yard waste?
Why couldn't they handle it like regular yard waste?
Yeah.
Well, they could, as far as like disposing of it. I believe that you can put it in your trash and Rumpke will take it. I don't know why. Oftentimes, it's people that have mowers that are mulching mowers, or they don't have the mulching attachment on it, will shoot it out to the street, and it's just a failure to do the right thing and clean it up.
All right, thank you. I'd also like to welcome Verve Fitness to the Delhi Business Association, as well as Delhi Pike Business, and that is Verve Fitness right there on Delhi Pike. So welcome, Verve, and we were very, very happy to cut their opening ribbon on April the 10th. So, all right, Police Department, Lieutenant Macaluso.
We have nothing on the agenda for tonight.
You have nothing? Okay, thank you. Public Works,
Resolution 2019-048, resolution awarding contract to R.A. Miller Construction Company in the amount of $751,984.96 for the Delhi Township Street Rehabilitation and Repair Project 2019-A, rejecting bids, establishing Huntington Bank as escrow agent, declaring an emergency, and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
any discussion on this resolution, Mr. Rippinger?
Thank you, trustees. We've worked with R.A. Miller before. They do good work, reasonably priced, and they're excited to get in here. We normally write the PO for the contract amount, plus our sidewalks, plus we normally do like a contingency of $50,000 or what have you.
Okay.
Move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Resolution 2019-049, resolution authorizing a joint agreement with Hamilton County and Delhi Township for the construction and maintenance of improvement to Anderson Ferry Road, declaring an emergency and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. Rippinger?
Other than this is some real good news for Delhi residents. I know we started taking the calls this winter for the condition of Anderson Ferry. And then I know I always say that we don't maintain Anderson Ferry. It's Hamilton County maintained, but we work with them to try to get these roads paved, and that's what's going to start. I don't have a start date, but sometime this summer.
Okay. Trustee Sturts, you have a question?
Yes. Can you clarify for the residents what part of Anderson Ferry is being done?
Oh, yeah. Between Delhi Pike and Rapid Run.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading?
Yes.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Motion to approve the service level and fees for Hamilton County Stormwater District level of service and service fees for 2020.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor? Yes.
Yes.
Motion passes. Okay. Ron, did you have anything to add to the stormwater?
Other than this is something we started about 8-10 years ago and partnered with Hamilton County. It's a good way to do it, and I know a lot of other jurisdictions also do it the same way, such as Green Township.
Okay, thank you. All right, I have nothing from the fire department this evening. Is that true, Chief Campbell? All right. Parks and Recreation? Josh, was there something from you?
There can be.
Okay.
This weekend, we have our community yard sale at the senior center, 8:30 in the morning. Hopefully, it's sunny. And then after that, we'll be hosting the OHYA Kilts and Kegs 5K in the park. So it should be a full fun day. No rain.
No rain. Got it. So busy weekend in Delhi, both at the Delhi Senior Center and in the Delhi Park. Okay, administration, I have no agenda items for you. Community development then?
Motion to approve the hiring of James E. Curie as inspector in the Community Development Department at a pay rate of $20 per hour, effective April 26, 2019.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor? Yes. Motion passes.
Resolution 2019-050, resolution providing for the removal of a junk motor vehicle at 1123 Betty Lane, declaring an emergency and dispensing with a second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Yeah, this address may look familiar to you. We actually declared this property a nuisance at the end of March for debris. When we were able to finally access the property, we discovered the car in the back, so that is why this is here tonight. So that car was sitting there this morning. As you can see, it is in pretty rough condition, and it does meet the definition of a junk motor vehicle, so we do request you declare it a nuisance.
Move to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading? Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes.
Resolution passes. I have no one signed in for public comments, so we'll move to announcement of community events. Do you have something to add, Mr. Cameron?
Well, in regard to public comment, Mr. Rapine and Mr. Need came up last meeting, and Mr. Pacheco wasn't here because it's in court. I thought it would be best not to get into the back and forth, but I thought Mr. Pacheco might have some insights or maybe explain what's happening with the appeal for the bike shop, just briefly, for the sake of some of the things that were said weren't exactly based on all the facts.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, trustees, and Mr. Cameron. So one of the comments that was made last time was that the township is suing itself. That's just not accurate. What the township is doing is following the process set up by state law to appeal a Board of Zoning Appeals decision when the trustees believe it's not in accordance with the zoning resolution and or the plans for that particular property, which is, in my view, certainly going on in this case. So the township is merely following the process set up by state law that was recently used by Anderson Township when Anderson Township didn't appreciate the mining operation that was approved by the Township BZA about 4 or 5 years ago off of on the way to off of Newtown Road, I believe. But at any rate, so it's just simply following the process. That's number one. And number two, just like our system of government sets up everywhere with checks and balances, this is a check and balance on the BZA. No one is infallible. There are always rights of appeal. And so that's what the township is doing, simply exercising its rights to have its zoning code enforced properly in accordance with the terms of the zoning resolution. So I just wanted to be, for people to be clear, because sometimes urban legend gets out and the township is suing itself, and that's just simply, while it may have some visceral appeal, it's just not accurate. We're just following the process set up by Ohio law, and it's been done in Hamilton County as recently as the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
And the point is for the trustees to enforce the zoning resolution, which is one of your duties.
All right, thank you for clearing that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Trustee Davis, do you have anything?
Oh, no.
Okay, good.
Covers it.
No.
All right, then, announcement of community events.
The Bailey Lunch and Learn, introducing Longevity Explorers, will be Friday, April 26th at 1:30 p.m. It will be at the Bailey Wellness Center at 401 Farrell Court. Drive for Your Community fundraiser is Saturday, April 27th from 9:30 to 3 p.m. It will be at the Shiloh United Methodist Church. The Delhi Community Yard Sale, presented by Delhi Parks and Recreation Department, will be Saturday, April 27th from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. It will be at the Delhi Senior Community Center at 647 Neeb Road. The Bailey Dementia Free Family Workshop will be Wednesday, May 1st from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. It will be at the Bailey Main Building Enrichment Center at 990 Bailey Drive. The free solar workshop will be Thursday, May the 2nd from 7 to 8 p.m. It'll be at the Delhi Senior Community Center at 647 Neeb Road. The Delhi Business Association Shred Day will be Saturday, May 4th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It'll be at the C.O. Harrison Elementary School parking lot. The Cleanup Delhi Day will be Saturday, May 4th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Will be at the Delhi Senior Community Center at 647 Neeb Road. The Delhi Historical Society program, The History of Cheviot Railroad, will be Monday, May 13th at 7 p.m. at the Delhi Park Lodge at 5125 Foley Road. The Delhi Township Veterans Association General Meeting will be Tuesday, May 14th from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Delhi Senior Community Center at 647 Neeb Road. And the Memorial Day ceremony will be Sunday, May 26th from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. at Veterans Memorial Park here at 934 Neeb Road.
Thank you, Mr. Louie. I would like to make a note on the Cleanup Delhi Day. This is free to all residents of Delhi, but you must have a proof of your residency the day that we do the cleanup, okay? So bring your driver's license or something else to identify yourself as a Delhi resident. And the Shred Day is also a free offering, and that's done by our Delhi Business Association, okay? I think that concludes. Don't forget Memorial Day. I have to put in a plug for our Delhi veterans. If you have children in your home, it's a wonderful learning experience to be there for the Memorial Day ceremony. And this year, our speaker is a World War II veteran. So, thank you. All right, then. We do have need for executive session this evening. So, Mr. Luby, may I have the motion?
Motion to retire to executive session to consider the appointment, employment, and/or compensation of a public employee of the township, and to consider the purchase of property for public purposes.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor? Oh, no, Mr. Luby, could you please call the roll?
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes.
Motion carries. All right, everyone, that will conclude the regular session of our meeting this evening. Our next regular meeting is Wednesday, May the 8th, here at 6 o'clock. Thanks for being here.